Hi guys, welcome back to the channel where we talk about all things books. My name is Chloe if you're new here, and it's great to have you. Guys, look what I have just come home from work to. This, for anyone that doesn't know, if you've been living under a rock for the last year, is officially Onyx Storm release date, and this is my brand spanking new copy. And I have been waiting to open it all day when I got the notification, and here she is in all of her glory. Can we just? I didn't get any special editions, I just ordered the regular edition because for Fourth Wing and Iron Flame I have the Fairy Loot editions, so I'll get the Onyx Storm version of that when Fairy Loot do it, whenever that is. And I just wanted to get my hands on it as soon as possible. But it's here, and I thought we could do a little bit of a reading vlog, because my last one was such a raging success. But I thought we could do like a take two, and I'll try and be better at actually, vlogging. But yes, I was just so excited. I had to show you. Look at the end paper art. It's gorgeous. Can we just? It's the same on the back as well. But this is a thick book. This is bigger than I thought it was going to be. It is 527 pages long, so it is a long book. So I am going to start reading this straight away. I'm so glad that I decided not to start another book now, because I just want to read all of this. I'm going to devour it, and this is what I plan on spending my entire night doing. So let's go. Okay, so I've just started reading, like I'm only 7 pages in, but I'm going to go downstairs and read because it's more comfortable. But I just need to read you out this conversation that Tarn and Darna have just had, because it is it actually made me laugh, and I really hope that this is how it's going to continue, just not even throughout this book but throughout the series, because those two together, I love them. Okay, so they're out on a patrol just now, and Darna is moaning that she can't go as usual because Violet has a habit of leaving her behind for obvious reasons. But let me just read you out this little snippet. I promise it's not a spoiler or anything because it's only 7 pages in. It's just a quick patrol, and Darna whines, jarring me from my thoughts. I need the practice. Who knows what weather we'll encounter on the search for my kind. And then it skips a bit. Then practice evenly dispersing enough magic to keep all your extremities warm during flight, because your wings won't hold the weight of this ice, Tarn growls into the falling snow. Your wings won't hold the weight of this ice, and Darna blatantly mocks him, and yet yours miraculously carry the burden of your ego. Go find a sheep and let the adults work. Can we just the sass that she gives him? Honestly, I'm here for his whole grumpy old man vibe, but the sass that she gives him and just the utter contempt he has for it, it's just so good. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs and read. Good morning, guys. It is the next day, and I ended up staying up and reading another 50 or so pages last night, so I'm about 100 pages in now, and so far so good. I'm definitely enjoying it. Now, I'm not working today, so I'll probably actually just spend most of today reading, but I do have a few things that I need to go out and do. So we moved to this house recently, and I have a online library membership with my local library, which means that I can listen to the audiobooks and take out ebooks, but it's not a full membership, so I can't take out physical books. So I'm going to go to the library today to pick up my card to activate my full membership, and then I'm just going to have a wander around the shops later this afternoon just to get myself out for a bit. But I'll probably switch over and listen to the audiobook whilst I'm out doing that, just, you know, a nice chill afternoon. But I'm going to try and get a little bit more reading done in the meantime. So I'm currently at page 99, which is chapter 12, so basically 100 pages in. I have to say, I'm a little bit concerned that Xaden and Violet are going to fall into this repetitive cycle that they did in Iron Flame, where they have basically the same discussion over and over and over again, and it causes many arguments and it gets a little bit boring. So I'm a little bit worried for that, but so far it's not happened. I'm just hoping that it, you know, it doesn't. But I'm going to keep reading anyway, and then I'll probably go out couple of hours a little bit later on this afternoon. So let's go read. Okay, I've been reading for a couple of hours. I'm about, well, I am 170 pages in now, and it feels like shit's starting to hit the fan a little bit. I feel like now the plot's picking up, the pace is starting to pick up a little bit. And it's good. It's definitely better than Iron Flame, I think. If it stays like this, it'll be really good. I'm just a bit concerned though that I'm only 170 pages in and I've still got, all of this to go. What possibly could be happening? And I don't know. So they have just had to travel outside of the wards to go and retrieve something. Obviously I'm not going to go into details. And they were attacked by venom because, surprise surprise, when are they not attacked by venom? When they go across the wards. And things happen. So it's really difficult to try and give opinions on things that are happening without actually telling you what's happening, especially with this being the third book in a series. I don't really want to mention names either in case that's a bit spoilery, but so far so good. Again, like I said earlier, I do think that some of Xaden and Violet's conversations are getting a little bit repetitive. There's been a few side characters that have been introduced or reintroduced as well that are really irritating, but they're supposed to be, oh, that was a bit shaky, sorry. They are supposed to be the bad guys, if you like, so they're meant to be annoying, so I guess in that case, you know, she's written them really well. But I am starting to get really irritated by them. Dane's dad is just the bane of my life, and the quicker that man gets eaten by a dragon, the better, in my opinion. But I'm gonna stop there for a little bit. I'm gonna head out now, get everything done that I need to do, probably just switch over to the audiobook. I can get quite a lot done reading or listening to the audiobook because I listen to it on 2 times speed, so I'm hoping to get at least another 100 or so pages done whilst I'm out, and then I shall update you when I'm back. Okay, I am back. Whew, looking a little bit windswept. Now, before we get into the reading updates, I want to show you what I bought because I'm really excited about them. First of all, how cute is this blanket? Look at this. It has little love hearts on it and like little pom-poms. So I had to buy this. I bought this from TK Maxx because it is adorable and it's going to make the coziest reading blanket ever. Also, I mildly broke my book buying ban. However, there's a really good reason. And I know what you're going to say, Chloe, it's only January, we're not even a month into it and already you've bought a book. But, my dear friend, there's a reason that I bought it. And the reason that I gave to myself as to why it was okay to buy was it's actually a book that I've already read. So I'm not adding to my TBR by buying it. I loved the book. It's one of my all-time favourite books, and I only own the paperback copy. And I went into Waterstones. I just tripped and fell in whilst I was walking past. It was actually very unfortunate. But, you know, I survived and it's fine. It was quite a traumatic event in my life, but we managed to get through it. And as I was picking myself back up off the floor, I looked up and my gaze landed on this. The hardback Waterstones special edition of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Can we just marvel at her beauty? Because I love it. There's nothing like, there's no decoration on it. It just says, "All my love, Evelyn," underneath. And then it's got some sort of old Hollywood style end paper art, but I just love it. And this is like the cover that I originally wanted, but I couldn't get it on the paperback here in the UK. And when I saw it, I just knew. I just knew. And then through a series of even more unfortunate events, I found myself picking it up in the queue at the till and then swiping my card and putting it into my bag. So I can't be held responsible. Sometimes the universe just speaks to you, and frankly, it's rude not to listen. Who am I to argue with the cosmos? Anyway, reading update. I was listening to my audiobook whilst I was out, and I managed to get to around 300-ish pages. I think I've not actually went back and found my place yet, but I think I'm about 300-ish pages. I'll go and I'll sort of, you know, find my place in a second. But Violet has just had such a badass moment. And I feel like I've been waiting for this to happen for 2 books, and I loved it. And the whole time I was just like, yes, 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 yes. Finally, there is some of the badassery that I felt like we were really missing in Iron Flame. And I was so here for it. Now, I've watched a few review videos of Onyx Storm that have been popping up over the last couple of days, and some of the girls are like reading out quotes and stuff of the book. I don't want to do that because I feel like that's a little bit spoilery, but just know some of the dialogue between Xaden and Violet is top notch. Some of it's a bit repetitive, but some of it is just really good. It's really good. They have some really sweet moments in this one, and it's a lot more mature than the previous book. Their whole relationship and even Xaden's character arc from the first book until now is just a lot better, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm not going to read you out too many quotes and anything throughout here because I don't want to spoil it. I feel like it's more fun if you experience it for yourself when you're actually reading it. But just know, you are in for a treat, my friend. If you haven't read this already, please go and do so. But yeah, I'm gonna just plod on for the rest of the night. I'm gonna do a little bit more reading, and I shall update you again at some point if something big happens, which I have no doubt that it will, because shit has just hit the fan. And I feel like it's only just gonna get better from here. It's starting to feel now like the story is building. So I am going to get cozy in my nice new reading blanket, probably get some food, and then just spend the rest of the night reading. So yeah, speak to you soon. Hello, it has been a couple of days since I've spoken to you. Honestly, I've been really busy with work over the last few days, so I've not really had much of a chance to read big chunks of the book. I've still been taking away at it, and I have made some good progress, but not like huge, but not like flying through huge chunks of the book. So there's not really been very much to update you on. I mean, there has, because stuff's been happening in the book, obviously, but I've just been focusing on reading it and falling into bed at night. But it's Friday night and I've got just over 100 pages of it left. So I'm going to stay up and read until I'm finished. And it's getting good. We're sort of in the midst of the final battle scene just now. And I'm really enjoying it. And I can't wait to get through the rest of it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do tonight. And then I thought I could share my final thoughts at the end. I kind of don't want to read it because I don't want it to be done, but I'm also desperate to find out how it ends. So I think these last 100 or so pages are going to be really good. So let's get reading. Also, I've got my nice new blanket, which did indeed turn out to be a very cozy reading blanket. So happy with that purchase. I'm just gonna prop you up on some pillows though, because you seem a bit low there. That's a bit better. I can actually see you now. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Guys, what? What the fuck have I just read? And Darna, young lady, what the fuck is going on? Oh my goodness. Oh my, I just know. What? The gasp, I just gasped. I just... What? No. I feel like, do my eyes deceive me? Have I actually just read that right? What on earth are you doing? I'm only 40 pages in. 40, I've read 40 pages and already I've still got about 80 to go. Oh my god, okay. This woman is trying to kill me. I've never been so stressed reading a book. What the fuck? Had to like stop and console myself. I don't cry at books, but that scene that I have just read, if anyone has read this book, page 502 to 510, oh my god, like actual tears left my eyeballs. That was probably the most emotional thing that I have read in this series. That was intense. That was a lot. And we're still like 15-20 pages away from, what is that? Why is that there? And we're still like 15-20 pages away from the end. Oh my god. I feel emotionally violated after reading that. Okay, let's read this last two chapters. I just read. No. That surely can't be it. That is not. Where's the rest of the words? Why is that a blank page? What the heck? Oh my goodness. How are you actually going to end the book the way that you just did? Rebecca, you need to have a word with yourself. No, I can't. I need to go back and read that. I think, no. I'm so stressed right now. My blood pressure is through the roof. There is absolutely no way that that's how that book ends. What the... No, guys, I don't even know what to think. I don't even know. I have no words. I am speechless. I'm just... I can't. I need to just gather myself. Okay. It's the next day. I think I'm ready to talk about it. I think. This book. Wow. Okay. I still don't even know how to structure my thoughts here because I don't know. I just don't know. So let me start with what I really liked about it. So this, I think, was leagues above Iron Flame. I enjoyed this so much more. There was more plot. The relationship dynamic between Violet and Xaden was a lot more mature, which was nice because they really irritated me in Iron Flame. Unsurprisingly, the highlight for me is the banter between Tarn and Indarna. Their dynamic is just pure gold. I love them. I think that Tarn is a grumpy, overgrown peacock, and Indarna is just so sassy. I love it. It never gets old. I need more of it. I need a whole book just with them two having conversations in the Vale. Now, that aside, plot-wise, we focus mainly on sort of two main plots, really. We're trying to find the seventh breed of dragon and also a cure for the venom. And I think that those two really gave the book a sense of adventure, almost like a little bit of a quest element that Iron Flame didn't have and was sort of lacking. I do, however, wish there was a little bit less filler in between. So sometimes it felt like the stakes were watered down a little bit just because of the sheer amount of time that it took us to get to the big reveals and the main plot points. Sometimes it was absolutely fine and it was really nice, and it really added to the stories, but other times it just felt like it was dragging a little bit. So I think it could have benefited from a little bit of editing down, because this is a big book. It's like 500 odd pages. So yeah, the pacing was a little bit up and down for me. The action scenes when they happened were really good. I loved them. It was amazing. Like, I was on the edge of my seat, and like there was many times that I audibly gasped because I was just like terrified of what was going to happen to these characters. I mentioned a little bit earlier the relationship dynamic between Violet and Xaden was a lot better. There was still a little bit of the same sort of repetitive arguments that they were having, like in Iron Flame, but it wasn't as bad. It was a lot more bearable, and some of the moments between the two of them were actually quite sweet. Violet in some of the scenes was just total badass. Like, when they were traveling to some of the islands, sort of looking for this cure and for this seventh breed, some of the moments that she had with the heads of these other islands was just top notch. It was so satisfying to read. I loved it. My one major complaint, and I think it's actually more of a me problem rather than a book problem, is that I was a bit confused sometimes. Sometimes that there was side characters mentioned and places mentioned, and I had no idea who or what they were. And it kind of took me out of the story a little bit, and I don't know if that's just because of the way that it was written, or because I just haven't done a reread before going into this one. You know, it's been about a year and a half since I read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame now, so that could just be a me problem. But I do think at times it was a little bit confusing, and there was certain plot points or conversations that the characters alluded to that had happened before, and I didn't remember that happening. And then it was just never explained, and it just, yeah, it got a little bit confusing for me at times, but I think that might have been a me issue. But I kind of just felt as if I was missing key pieces of context sometimes. Now, I want to talk about the ending. Because this is the reason that I don't know why I feel about it. Reading the whole book, I was thinking, yeah, this is probably going to be like a solid 4-star book, possibly even 4.5 stars, depending on how it ends. And then I read the ending, and I just don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I just don't know. It was such a cliffhanger. There was so many things that were left unanswered, which obviously is the point, because there's going to be more books and they want you to buy the next book. But there was parts of it that felt very similar to how Iron Flame ended, and I think that lessened the impact a little bit, because it kind of felt a bit repetitive, like, you know, been there, done that. You know, it wasn't as like, there wasn't a huge shock value there. But on the other hand, it felt like the stakes were just ramped up, and the consequences of those actions, or the things that some of the characters did, were just catastrophic. There was one chapter towards the end that made me sob. I'm not going to tell you what it was or why it happened, but I very rarely cry at a book, but there was tears coming down my face. It was emotional. It was a whole ride. The last, I want to say 75 or so pages, you know, the main climax was just, wow, it was good. It was really good. And I still don't know how I feel about it, and I'm just rambling, and I know I'm rambling, but I need to try and make sense of how I feel about it. On one hand, I thought it was amazing and I really enjoyed it, but on the other hand, I didn't like how it ended and I needed more, and I wish that some of it had been wrapped up a little bit better. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I still haven't given it a rating. I can't put a number on it. I just don't know. I'm hoping that by the time my January wrap up comes around, I'll actually have some coherent thoughts about it, because at the minute I'm still in distress. At the minute I still need help. I just, yeah, okay. Hopefully by the time that one comes around, I'll actually be able to put into words some fully formed sentences. But for now, this is where I am. I'm in this sort of strange catatonic state of, I'm not really sure what's going on or how to feel about it. There were a lot of things that happened in those last 75 to 100 pages that I think I'm going to need to go back and reread it and just try and piece it all together. Just, wow. What I will say, my one really huge major gripe about this is that I don't think the series needs to be 5 books. I think this would have been better as either a trilogy or at most a 4-book quartet or series, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it did feel a little bit repetitive from, you know, what happened in Iron Flame. So I think that if we had kept the pacing of Fourth Wing up in the next 2 books, we easily could have made this like max 4 books and it would have been epic. I'm a bit concerned that it's going to get too watered down, stretching the story over 5 books, but we'll see. We'll see. I remain hopeful. I hope that Rebecca Yarros can pull something out the bag for the last 2. Fingers crossed. Okay guys, if you have read Onyx Storm, please let me know your thoughts in the comments, but no spoilers. Let's be respectful for people who haven't finished it yet. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and hitting subscribe if you want to see more bookish content from me. See you in the next one. Bye guys.